Now.
Hello.
Okay.
Να περάσουμε, να μιλήσουμε για το δίκτυο Λούτσι, για αυτή την πρωτοβουλία των 70 περίπου πόλεων που δεσμεύονται να χειριστούν το φωτισμό ως κύριο μέσο οικολογικής, οικονομικής και τουριστικής ανάπτυξης.
So we'll talk now about the network Luci, who's a network who is connecting 70 countries, focusing 70 cities, focusing on how we kind of use light in an ecological approach, with an ecological approach towards touristic and what else? Touristiki?
Ecological and financial and cultural.
Yeah. Financial, economical and cultural goals towards.
Ναι. Αυτά για να υπάρχει μια γενική ιδέα τα ζητήματα που αφορούν έναν δήμο, έναν οικισμό και το φωτισμό. Αλλά εμείς ξεκινήσαμε να μιλάμε στα πλαίσια του Master Plan και αναφερθήκατε για τη δημιουργία κάποιων τοποθεσιών, ας πούμε, κάποιους θύλακες, κάποιους καλλιτεχνικών εγκαταστάσεων, οι οποίοι θα προσελκύσουν ένα διαφορετικό τουρισμό και θα εμπλουτίσουν την εμπειρία του επισκέπτη.
So, apart from the general kind of things that we discussed, what we've discussed during the duration of the master plan kind of is like how we could create new places with a different character that could attract a different audience probably throughout the year and could transform like landscapes even at night in lots of different ways, promoting again nature, the wind, the cultural heritage, etc.
Και ο φωτισμός μπορεί να αποτελέσει καλλιτεχνικό μέσο πολύ εξαιρετικό για αυτές τις εφήμερες ή μόνιμες καλλιτεχνικές εγκαταστάσεις. Και ένας λόγος... Και επίσης κάτι το οποίο είναι σημαντικό είναι ότι πολλοί πολιτιστικοί θεσμοί αυξάνονται σε σχέση με το φωτισμό, όπως τα Lighting Festival, ας πούμε, σε όλη την Ευρώπη.
And then again, we've discussed about, I forgot to mention that before, about like light installations that could transform again places. And it's common now in Europe to have different festivals of light. And in the UK as well, a week where different places are lit in different ways. And again, in lots of other countries, as we can see here.
Και μέσα σε αυτές τις εγκαταστάσεις υπάρχουν και παραδείγματα που σας παρουσιάζω έτσι πολύ γρήγορα, καλλιτεχνών που ασχολούνται με τη διάδραση με το φυσικό τοπίο και βλέπουμε αυτή τη μεταμόρφωση του φυσικού τοπίου τη νύχτα, όπως αυτή του Καρικόλα στην Ιρλανδία.
But then again, there are lots of artists kind of using different means but basically light in order to transform like natural environments or landscapes into works of art, like this one of Carl Cola in Ireland.
Ναι. Και μια δεύτερη, ας πούμε, του καλλιτέχνη Ιάν Κερσαλέ στη Γαλλία, όπου η αφετηρία του είναι αυτό το τοπίο και στο δάσος της Βρετάνης, που δίνει νέες υφές, νέα διάσταση στις γιγάντιες στρογγυλές πέτρες.
And this one of Yann
Kersalé
in France, where its light kind of creates a new landscape in the forest of Nora, which forest?
Bretagne.
Of Bretagne. In order to show this kind of big round rocks with the trees and create a new very impressive images in the forest.
Και θα επιστρέψω στην πολιτιστική κληρονομιά που αφορά κάθε γωνιά αυτού του τόπου, της Ελλάδας και φυσικά της Ελαφωνήσου, με μία μόνιμη ερώτηση που μας απασχολεί όταν πρέπει να φωτίσουμε ένα μνημείο. Ποια είναι η νέα υπόσταση που μπορεί να αποκτήσει ένα μνημείο στο νυχτερινό τοπίο.
And we will return to the cultural heritage and go back to the big question about it. How can like a monument look like at night, and how can be transformed, and what new meanings or whatever can that include by lighting it in different ways, or which way we should choose or whatever.
Τώρα θα σας δείξω, παραδείγματος χάρη και πιο συγκεκριμένα, πώς μπορεί μια εφήμερη φωτιστική εγκατάσταση, ένα lighting installation, στα πλαίσια ενός καλλιτεχνικού γεγονότος, να δώσει μια άλλη πνοή στην επίσκεψη ενός ιστορικού τόπου, όπως αυτό στην Τσεχία.
Now I'll show you how a kind of ephemeral light installation can change the experience of a visit of an important building, like the one I'm showing right now in Czechia.
Στη μακρινή Βοημία της Τσεχίας, κοντά στη μικρή πόλη Γίτσιν, βρίσκεται αυτό το κτίριο του 17ου αιώνα που άνοιξε τις πόρτες του την ημέρα της φθινοπορεινής εσημερίας.
In the small town
of Yijin.
Of Yijin, this building of the 17th century opened its doors during
the equinox.
The autumn equinox, with like inviting people to see art installations.
Yes, you can see here some installation and the different character that the building can have.
Thank you.
Και περνάω στους αρχαιολογικούς χώρους, που είναι ένας ιδιαίτερα ευαίσθητος, θέλω να το λέω οικότοπο, είναι ένας ευαίσθητος εύθραστο σύστημα. Και πώς έρχεται ο φωτισμός να δώσει υπόσταση στην ανάγνωση των αρχαιολογικών χώρων, μόνο με το φως, με αυτό το άειλο μέσο.
So, let's go to the archaeological sites and see how light can transform them. We insist probably into archaeological sites because we consider them as a sensitive habitat. So Nora is interested in seeing how this can change during the night and how this can transform without losing its content by lighting.
Ναι, γιατί το φως είναι καταρχήν ένα άειλο υλικό. Είναι ένα άειλο υλικό. Την ημέρα το φωτιστικό είναι ένα αντικείμενο που βρίσκεται στο χώρο, αλλά δεν βλέπουμε κάτι. Και βλέπουμε το φως παίρνει μορφή ανάλογα με το αντικείμενο και τον όγκο στον οποίο προσπίπτει.
So basically, as far as artificial light is concerned, during the day there's nothing there, just because it's immaterial. But then again, by the night, during the night, you can see that light is kind of sculptured by the shape of the installation or the sculpture or whatever it's in it. Sorry? Menhir. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
This is an installation in Karnak.
This is an installation in Karnak, yes.
Δεν θα μπορούσα να μην αναφερθώ στο Παυλοπέτρι, τον αρχαιολογικό χώρο τόσο ιδιαίτερο, μοναδικό στην παλαιότητα και σημασία. Και το ζήτημα είναι πώς αυτό το μνημείο, το ξεχασμένο, το βυθισμένο, μέσα στο νερό, να μην μείνει βυθισμένο στη μνήμη μας.
I couldn't kind of we should refer also to Pavlopetri, one of the most important archaeological sites of the area, and try and find ways that this kind of sunk city could kind of stay in our minds, and how light could help do that. So it's not hidden anymore, and if we could kind of reveal it in different ways.
Θα μπορούσε το φως να ξαναχαράξει το ίχνος και να διηγηθεί την ιστορία αυτού του αρχαιολογικού τόπου. Θα μπορούσε μια εγκατάσταση που δεν είναι ορατή την ημέρα να γίνει ένα νυχτερινό ορόσημο και πόλο έλξης των επισκεπτών, έστω και προσωρινά.
Could the light kind of reveal the traces of the city, of the sunk city, at night? Could that become a landmark, even an ephemeral landmark, that visitors would like to see when they visit Elafonisos? And would that be something that would be in their minds when they leave the area after their visit?
Εγώ θα έλεγα ότι μπορεί, και με αυτή τη φράση ανοίγω πόρτα για συζητήσεις και για περαιτέρω συνδιαλλαγές.
I would say this can happen, and I think that might be a prominent kind of element while visiting this area, and that with this kind of thought, we are opening like a wide probably discussion about how this could be made and how ephemeral, or for how long, if it is for all or for a piece of it or whatever.
Και αφήνουμε το Παυλοπέτρη και θα ήθελα να περάσουμε στο τελευταίο σκέλος που με αφορά ιδιαίτερα, το φως ως μέσο ψηφιακής τέχνης και την οικολογία. Το τελευταίο καιρό ο φωτισμός συνδέεται και με άλλες μορφές τέχνης όπως η ψηφιακή. Και αυτό γιατί διάφορα είδη δεδομένων μπορούν να πάρουν μορφή μέσω του φωτός.
Finally, I will try to indicate like how light, ecology, and art are connected, but then again, how different kind of databases could be transformed, or data can be transformed into light, kind of revealing kind of natural features of different aspects of a landscape.
Πολλά στοιχεία της φύσης που είναι μεταβλητά μπορεί να αποτελέσουν αφετηρία για μια φωτιστική εγκατάσταση. Εμένα τα τελευταία χρόνια το φυσικό στοιχείο το οποίο με απασχολεί είναι ο άνεμος. Ο άνεμος το οποίο κατεξοχήν συστατικό στοιχείο του Αιγαίου και των νησιών και της ιστορίας όλων των νησιών του Αιγαίου. Άρχισα να δουλεύω σε μια φωτιστική κατάσταση.
Okay. There are lots of the elements like the wind that change all the time in nature that you can be transformed into light. You can see the wind through light. But then again, for the last years, like the wind is something that Nora finds really interesting, and started working on light installation, trying to show like the wind through light.
Είναι μια εγκατάσταση που προσπαθεί να απαντήσει στο ερώτημα αν μπορεί μια φωτιστική εγκατάσταση τεχνητή να αποτελέσει μέρος της φύσης με ένα οργανικό τρόπο. Και τα συστατικά του στοιχεία είναι το φως και ο άνεμος.
Sorry, I've missed that part, but because we're trying. Do you know how much time do you need? Because we need to kind of make some
technical. Due to some technical issues over here, we would like to know how much time do you think that approximately 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 minute, 20 minutes, 10 minutes.
Okay. So could you repeat the last part? Sorry, Nora.
Λοιπόν, είναι μια φωτιστική εγκατάσταση που τα συστατικά της στοιχεία είναι το φως και ο άνεμος.
So it's a kind of a light installation with like ingredients are like wind and light.
Και η ιδέα είναι ένα δίκτυο φώτων, αυτόνομα ενεργειακά, το οποίο να δρά ανάλογα με τις αλλαγές του ανέμου.
And the idea is to create a network of lights that would react to the changes of the wind and the strength of the wind.
Τα τελευταία χρόνια έχουμε κάνει με μια ομάδα συνεργατών διάφορες μετρήσεις και δοκιμαστικά μοντέλα προσομοίωσης. Παίρνουμε μετρήσεις ανέμων, συλλέγουμε ήδη ανέμων από όλη την Ελλάδα και στατιστικά στοιχεία ανέμων από τη Γαλλία, από διάφορα σημεία, προκειμένου να μπορέσουμε να εξελίξουμε αυτή την εγκατάσταση, η οποία ελπίζει να βρει πρόσφορο έδαφος πραγματοποίησης με συνεργασία δήμων και της πολιτείας, γιατί αναφέρεται σε κάτι που έχει να κάνει με τη φύση.
So basically, we've chosen the wind because it's like one of the things, of the elements of nature and landscapes, very dominant in the Greek islands and kind of transforms the landscapes. And with a group, with some partners and collaborators, we're trying to do lots of measurements and prototypes like in progress to see how to kind of write down all the changes during the year and how can this be transformed into different lighting installations that we will be interested in collaboration with like mayors or whatever governors or whatever people of the island could take place in the Aegean or in different other islands.
Δεν μπορώ να σας δείξω περισσότερα. Είναι μια δουλειά που είναι in progress, που εξελίσσεται και ουσιαστικά θα οριστικοποιηθεί όταν θα βρει τον τόπο πραγματοποίησης, ας πούμε, το τελικό μέρος, τελική τοποθεσία. Θα κλείσω τελειώνοντας με ένα concept βίντεο.
So I cannot tell you more because there are lots of different ways that we are approaching it, and it should take kind of under consideration. And we should take under consideration like the special properties of each place that is to be installed or whatever. It's like the place of the specific installation, because one place might be too windy or the other might be less windy or whatever. So but I think it's a good idea to have a place to start with that we could kind of find ways to apply such an installation, and from that point on we can make different we could reach different approaches for different places with specific characteristics. And Nora would like to show at the end now, before she leaves us, a video kind of showcasing some of the things that she presented till now.
So I will stop sharing for a moment. Okay. What happens? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
member of Elafonisos Eco. I will speak in English, and in case that it is not clear what I will try to say to you, I will translate it in Greek because my English are not that perfect. So, from an artistic point of view, your job is excellent. I mean, it is really interesting, the question that you said, how can we talk to the wind? How can we talk to the light? How can these two things can collaborate together to produce something? It is really, really interesting. First of all, it touches our heart and make us think of the environment. But since I'm an engineer and I see things in, let's say, a more global way, do you understand me up to now?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last question.
Do you understand me, or do you need to translate?
Yes, I understand.
Okay,
I understand.
okay, thank you.
Yes.
So.
Sound check. Sound check. Sorry, just a second. Test. I think the problem is the loudspeaker. Just a second.
Do you hear me?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. We're back again. Well, I was saying that personally, as an engineer, I see things in multiple ways, and also I believe in team working. So in teams, and specifically in teams that are consist of different members with different knowledge. I think that is this way that we can have something new. Because if we sit all together and we have the same perspective, the same qualities, we will proceed to something, let's say, something common. So, in order to make the long term short, the long discussion short, I was thinking that at least here in Elafonisos and in Pavlopetri, they're quite sensitive. Sorry. quite sensitive animals and plants and birds that are really influenced by the light, specifically at night. I mean, turtles, when they give birth to their little turtles, can be distracted by the light, especially in the night. Also, birds that are flying from Africa to Europe can be disturbed by the light during the night too. So I think it would be very, very interesting, since you touch issues that no one has ever touched before, and in a unique way. It would be maybe interesting to take into consideration also this issue in order to proceed something new, something unique, something that has also an environmental perspective, some maybe light that uh, can be seen by people and not by animals, or it is stopped in a high that is will not disturb. But I'm saying things out as a brainstorming. I mean, these things do not exist, but since I feel that you are really expert on this area, and I think that since you are in a school that has so special people like you around, maybe starting a discussion over this issue could find a solution that could solve other issues, not only for in Elafonisos or in Pavlopetri, but in Athens. I mean, light pollution in Athens is dramatically. We cannot sleep. We do not have night anymore because there are too many lights open 24 hours per day. So do you get what I'm trying to say to you?
Yes, teamwork and collaboration, of course. Yes. I would be glad to start a discussion and on real and realistic plans, and you will have my support on all the scientific and technical issues. Even if I'm here today mostly as an artist, but there is a technical part, very serious about light. You're right about there are special wavelengths that they can disturb the birds and the fishes. Not all the type of wavelengths. So yes, when we're doing installation in nature, we should take into consideration all these issues and choose the right type of light and the right intensity level. So yes, that shouldn't be that doesn't mean that we should banish light from our life, but now maybe the urgent matter now is to speak about the dark zones, because the lighting zones, they are too many. So in France, there are lighting designers that they have started to establish a dark map instead of a light map, for instance. So there are a lot of issues. But a lighting installation as the artistic one, it also could be temporary, so the consequences wouldn't be serious.
Lena, thanks a lot. I believe that you open our mind to see something differently, and the idea to have something, okay, in Athens it is another issue, but on Pavlopetri now with Inerit we are trying to work to have a plan. We could try to integrate the lighting issue and to see what could be feasible. So now you enter in the club, and you will be, despite of your Greek origin, you could help us surely in the future. Okay, thank you, Stavros. Ok, thanks, Stavros, thanks, Lena. Et on reste en studio. Vous étiez à Paris, vous étiez basé où en France?
Je suis à Paris, oui.
Ah bon, moi je suis à Paris dans 10 jours. Ok, à la prochaine alors.
Avec plaisir.
Ok, ciao, ciao, bye bye.
Ciao.
Hello, we are still in Elafonisos. We are still on a nice day. It seems to be that tomorrow we'll have some wind, but here it is islands, and we need to know that wind it is part of the life. Tonight we are still here. We have a big advantage to have two presentations. One is done by Emeline. Emeline was there in the month of April, and she was so proud to come back just for our symposium. And I thanks a lot because I believe that she could give us quite good experience that she had in April. And she wanted just to explain what they did it, what could be some other activity could be done in Elafonisos. And also we will have, tomorrow, we'll have a friend of Emeline, and we will have some tiles, and we will paint the tiles, focus on symposium, focus on nature, and there will be something that could be again recorded, remain here, and also could help also with the kids to do something that it is good for the Elafonisos for the future. Emeline, the floor is yours. Maybe you sit down, but it's okay, no problem. Okay, up to you.
Thank you. Yes, we were three. It's okay. We were three invited to spend 1 month in Elafonisos last month, so it's super recent. Actually, I didn't really digest all of the material that I absorbed in a way last month. So I was with two other artists, which I'm connected because we are working together actually in a school in Brussels called La Cambre. Unfortunately, they could come in Elafonisos, so I will start to present their work. I will try. So the title is in French, so I will translate the title of Bénédicte Hendricks. In French, it's Écologie de l'emprunt sauvage au don. And how to translate this? From the wild child to the gift. No, it's not child. L'emprunt. Sorry. No, it's okay. It's okay. From wild borrowing. That's the borrowing. Okay.
To the gift.
To the gift. To giving. Okay. Can you? Yeah. So this is the summary. I will read the text in English because after I will also maybe explain a bit with the picture, but everything that nature offers, water, earth, stones, driftwoods, bulbs, etc., is a source of inspiration and connection with the ancestors, crossing interiority and clarity of ideas. What is ecology? From the reduction of means, economic and visual, to borrowing exchange with the local population, the nomadic workshop, continuation of the project in Belgium, contact and new collaboration. Actually, yes, maybe we can start with the picture. The idea of Benedict was to do some outdoor studio, kind of, because also we have the chance to stay at the Vraco house, so it's the rock house a bit up in the hill, and had this beautiful house. There is no really space actually that we can use to make sculpture or painting or something more big. So she decided to find some place in the nature, like studio, open studio, and she borrowed some material like bulbs and woods, floating woods and stuff like that, and she started to make some little sculpture in the nature. And then she decided also to do a cross, actually, from the house, with a bit up in the hill, because she wanted to stay more close to the locals. And so she found a little kind of boat. You can maybe it's a bit further. Yes, this. So she found a kind of its form, I think, or something like that, and she took it as a little boat, and she crossed actually, yeah, from the house there to here. I think it took her maybe a bit more than 1 hour to arrive here. So it was quite intense experience, and she lost a lot of stuff also, but the day after, the sea give it back. So yeah. So she arrived in the village, and she decided to stay more in the village because for her it was important to spend more time with the locals, because there we were a bit isolated. So there she started to she continued to collecting some stuff that she found a bit everywhere, and as a gift at the end of this process, she let also something to in return. I mean, a little sculpture or drawing or some sweets or something like that. So yeah, it was her project. Yeah. I think we're gonna, yes, this is some places that she found in the village, and she decided to work inside. This is the beginning of a map actually, but she couldn't finish it. Yeah, and this is the studio that she built in her garden in Belgium, because now actually this give her the idea to continue about collecting things and stuff. So now she has a partnership kind of with partnership with a place in Belgium where she can go and collecting also like stuff as a start for new sculpture. Okay, this is the last one. So now we can switch. Yeah. So Naoki was also. Oh, Naoki was also part of the trip, and he decided to stay more into the house and make some painting actually, but it was not so concluding. But when he came back to Brussels, he started really to work actually after the time he spent here. So I have only 5 pictures of his work, but this is a landscape inspired by Elafonisos landscape. Actually, it's a view from the top. You can see some trees and the moon in the center. This is also a view from, I think, the house, the rock house. Yes. And this is not finished, but maybe I will also read what he... Yeah. I had the chance to participate in the Vraco residency, but much more than a residency. During that month, I experienced something that went beyond the simple artistic experience. I flourished in this idyllic environment. What better to hope for from wild nature where all the senses are activated? Elafonisos surprise with its raw beauty. Thanks to this residency, I was able to pursue the rest of my artistic project. The images of the landscape are engraved in my mind, and I cannot say something like this. It influences my production, not only the setting, but also the meetings with the population have nourished my process. Time was released and my form of creation was renewed. All this really make me think of the inescapable need to preserve territory. This territory, due to the varying ecological context, which is unfortunately not an exception in Greece and the world. For this, I salute the association work to safeguard it. Voila. This was, for now, key parts. No, yeah, I will start with my work. So I selected some pieces that I did in the past, just to introduce a bit how I work and how I arrived here also. So this is a sculpture that I made some years ago with some towels, recycling towels actually. And this is working like a vase. So you can change the flowers. There is a little hole and you can change the flowers. But there is no water inside, so you just able to see the flowers dying slowly. You can go to the next one. And this is also flowers. As you see, I'm really interested into flowers and no, maybe, yes. This work I did in Athens actually, because I was living in Athens also like a few years ago. And I had also an experience in Naxos, in the nature of Naxos. That's why also I was really happy to participate in this residency, because I have a connection with Greece since a few years. And it was important to me to come back and continuing this kind of special link that I have with Greece and Greek island. So this flower I did in Greece because I just arrived. I was just arriving in Athens and I didn't have no proper studio, no materials, and so what to do when you have nothing like in your disposition, in your hands. So I started to collect also stuff. I had a lot of bag, and so the flowers is made by one of a bag that I kept from the market, and the frame and yes, the support is made from cardboard also that I collected in the flats I was staying actually. You can maybe Matteo. This was one of the sculptures I made also there. It's ceramic. It is a shoes, kind of a shoes. It's not really wearable. It's more symbolic. I did it in a ceramic workshop in Athens, and on the top it's like fur. How do you say semelle? Sole. Okay. Also made in some fabric that I found, and under the shoes, it is some bricks that I collected also in the street in Athens, and I compose it with seaweeds also, as kind of a unstable assemblage. So nothing is glued, just like okay, yeah, it's so this is also another work, part of this exhibition I did. It's also like napkins I collected and glue on, cardboard that I found. Matteo. And so, now I will introduce another part of my work. After all this kind of experience that I had with some organic, let's say, material, I was thinking it was too anecdotal. I wanted to be really at, at the start of the material. So I decided to make sculpture, or to think the flower like not like the picture of the flower, but work with the real material. So I started with another friends to plant some flowers in a field in Belgium, actually. So I became a florist a bit. So this is one of our, I think, first collect last year. Yeah, one of the beautiful flowers that we had also last year. Now it's a bit a problem because it's very dry also in Belgium. It didn't rain for also maybe more than 1 month. Yeah, you can. So this is one of the bouquets that I made with the local flowers. This was an event that I did in my studio, so I transformed actually my studio in a flower shop in a way. So I made a kind of a background with also flowers, painting flowers, and I made some socle. No, I don't remember also the name. Socle. Anyway, yes, you can, so you can see. It was a kind of a little installation, and people were coming, friends were coming, and spend time and having a drinks and buy some flowers from my field, actually, because we don't have a shop, so we are doing it like that a bit. And also that, yes, the idea was because in Belgium, and I think a bit everywhere, because I saw it also in Athens, it's a bit a pity that we cannot really find flowers like from, locals, from local places. And for me, it's very, I don't know, like I cannot really work with flower who looks like not really alive, who are very perfect, and so that's why I start to make my own growing, and so also this so this is a part of my work, but I want also to it's the beginning. So when the flowers are not really pretty enough to make a bouquet, I scan them, so it's a bit like a herbier, when you do like collecting flowers and put them in a book or something, like to dye. And so yes, you can you can go to the next picture. So this is the result actually of the scan I did. And also I forgot actually the flowers in the scan. So you have also like the real live, what? I don't know, like few weeks. And then I put new ones, and it's like really a ritual actually. It's yeah, Booker live. I don't know. So for my residency here, I wanted also like to find a place where I will be able to plant some flowers and do some collaboration also with the locals. And I start with friends that I met in Athens, because we have this connection about flowers, and we were talking about this since a long time. And she studied botanical stuff, and so she comes also in the rock house, and we start to think a bit about what kind of flower can we use in the island. So I like also like the kind of connection of this picture and the previous one. Yeah, the scan and yeah, yeah. So we start. Actually, I mapped three places. So it was a bit around the garden of Enrico. So this is the tree, the cedros, famous cedros from the islands, on the beach, and you can see all these beautiful roots. I spot also the Agio-Patapio path that we did also with Fotini and her mother, Vula. And yes, this was at Agio-Patapio. And yes, after that, after the pickup, we had to do the process. So first we had to clean everything and make put everything in the, yeah, actually this is all the picture from my movie, film, video that I'm gonna do soon, but I was not it was not ready because it's too soon. So it's screenshot from the film. So yeah, this is the process. You have to put some, you have to do some mathematics first and put some water with the quantity of flour that you have, and then just cook them. Yeah, we were waiting for the boiling moment. So here it is. And yeah, so this was ready. So I have also like the perfume here. You can taste it. So during the video, I will also like yeah, go. This is the first one. It was a bit more wild, and the other one is more sweet actually. So actually the final one is a little the white, yes. So the film, yes, will be a long, I think, process. So for that also I will work with Saliva, with here also with me, to work about the music that we, yeah, the soundscape we gonna do for the film. And for that we're gonna register, like do field recording, which means like taking the sound, surrounding sound, and make yes, music and sounds with this material. Yeah, I wanted to finish also quickly with this previous picture, because it's a picture of one of the garden of my grandmother actually, and the win, she won a prize because she had a beautiful garden and she was a plants lover, and I think it's also because of that I'm a plant lover now. So we can just finish. I found also other places in the islands. Actually, for me, it was important as a Benedict or as a else to find a place like kind of a ritual and a place where I was able to go like every day to think and to have an experience actually, because yeah, in the house it was not easy to be alone and to think really. And I think it's important also to make you in a kind of a movement to be able to think. So I was going there everywhere, and I was feeling good there, so I stayed. And I was thinking about flowers and garden, and I decided actually to do a little garden in this abandoned places with some flowers that I collected, and some people, some local give to me actually. Can you just, yeah, so you cannot see her, but it's Jeanne who's living here since a long time now. And the next one is the last one, is just a picture of the garden I've tried to begin. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Emeline. I believe that the message it is that I believe that without our association, ecological association, that we believe that, as we say for our symposium, it is ecological sustainable, eco-gastronomy, and eco-art. Never we have been before in Elafonisos artists that could perform and they could enter in contact with local people. And I believe that, I'm sure that it is just a starting point, and our idea it is for the next winter. We had just quite around 10 artists. They will come during the period from October to May, in order also to give an artist touch to the island. The objective is that each artist will leave one of his products. There could be a song, it could be a music, it could be a picture, it could be a sculpture, it could be something, it could be a flower. And I believe that it helps to have a new way of thinking also for the local, also for the visitor. And at the end, the idea is to have or a museum or an exhibition hall. And I believe also what Carlo was proposing, it could be something that it could be linked together with some others. And I'm sure that it takes time, but I'm sure that we could have results. And also, if you could obtain that in the future, Elafonisos is seen not only for the Simos Beach, but also that we have some artist touch, will be great. Okay, now I give the floor to Fotini. Fotini has something to show to us. It's up to you.
Thank you. So, I am Fotini. I am a visual artist based in Athens. And Enrico asked me to make some artwork for the symposium. So in the beginning, I thought like I will come to the island and I will film it. I'm making videos mostly, and I will film a video. And I had in mind to make something based on my experience in the island and my true experience in the island. So last month I came for 4 days here. I met also Emeline and the other artists, and I was filming. I came with my mother, and I'm saying this because it's important. She's an agronomist, and constantly she's explaining to me in general in life about the plants that we meet, and I'm constantly asking her, what is this plant? I'm very curious to learn.
I'm also not the only not agronomist in the family. But in my artistic practice, it's all there. It's all there. So I decided to, when I came back to Athens, I decided to make a fiction scenario. It's actually it turned out to be a short film with the main topic, the tulip of Goulimi, or in Greek, η τουλίπα του Goulimi. So why I chose this plant? This plant, it's a plant that grows only in Greece. It's in Elafonisos, Skythera, South Laconia, and some places in Creta. But it's in a vulnerable condition. It's almost on the red list to be extinct. So what really it was crucial for me to choose this plant. It was where I found it in the end, in reality. And I found it in a very secret place in the island that we don't like to talk about it. And it was truly a surprise that I found it there. I won't say where, but you will understand what I mean. So while I was here, I was thinking a lot about the future of the island and the tourist industry and how islands are changing through the tourist industry and the investors, and also how was an island in the past without the tourists, pretty empty, pure nature. And because tourist industry, it's from the one hand it brings some money to the country, but from the other hand we have to be careful on how to approach it, because we need to always respect the environment and the islands or the other natural areas. So because yes, I think that sadly the environment can't be better than it is now. It can only get worse. So we need to be aware and try to keep it as it is now in the future, because I don't think it can get better. At least as it is now. So the video, it's a metaphor of what I imagine and what I see in the future. And yes, I think that if you watch it, you will all think more about the consequences of our actions now. So it's the scenario. It's taking place in the future. Actually, we are 6 years forward in 2028, and the protagonist, it's a botanist, a female botanist visiting the island, and she's trying to find the tulip. There are some. She gets informed that the last tulip of Goulimi is in the island, and she's trying to find it, because in my hypothetical scenario, fiction scenario, most of the plants and animals that are in the red list now, they're already disappeared in the future. So the video starts with more like a presentation. It has elements of a scientific, historical storytelling. And as it goes, we can see this is a very nice sketch I had the luck to find. It's from the tulip of Goulimis. Yes, so it looks a bit like a scientific presentation and gives a lot of information. After, it has a lot of documentary elements. And also, at some point, because I'm a visual artist and a video artist, my element is a lot abstract. So it has also a lot of video art elements and abstract elements. Please. And I invite you all to watch it. I won't be showing it normally here because I think it's going to be a bit bad. But I upload it in the website. It's on the news of the website. There is a small text about the work, and also there is a link that you can check it and watch it all. Yes, I think it's a bit scary at some points because it shows the future, and I'm giving some informations about, for example, the temperature of the days that I'm visiting. The botanist is visiting the island, and it's a bit worrying, but I think it's also realistic. You can, yes. That's the end of the video. I don't know if you want to see something, or you prefer to you want to watch something. Okay, I believe it's better maybe not to have the sound because I think it's 12 minutes. I think it's okay. I don't know if you prefer to watch it here, but I suggest to watch it in a computer or a phone. But okay, of course, if you really want, I will hide somewhere, and after you can. I've seen it so many times. It was a lot of video editing, so I can't bear watching it again. So yes, you can watch it. Something like that, yes. I think it's quite hopeful and scary at the same time. So, yes, maybe. Okay. Yes, a bit scary also, I have to admit. Actually, it's a finished project. It's a finished video, a film. But they're all in my mind, so nothing is finished in my mind. Okay, and I welcome you to check the website and the text because it's quite better than my speech because I sat down and so thank you. And I also, of course, almost forgot, I want really to thank Enrico and the association that they invite me to be a part of this. And I'm really having a lot of ideas for next year, and I'm really looking forward to have an exhibition in a space in the island. I think it will be the ideal choice. So thank you again.
τουλίπα του γουλημί.
Η τουλίπα πήρε το όνομά της από τον Κωνσταντίνο Γουλημί. Ήταν νομικός. Στράφηκε αερασιτεχνικά στη βοτανολογία αφού γύρισε από την Νότια Αφρική στην Ελλάδα μετά τον Δεύτερο Παγκόσμιο Πόλεμο. Από το 1946 ασχολήθηκε με την έρευνα της ελληνικής χλωρίδας και συνέλεξε περίπου 26.000 φυτικά δείγματα. Ανακάλυψε πολλά νέα για την ελληνική χλωρίδα είδη φυτών, μεταξύ αυτών 17 νέα και για την επιστήμη. Τον Απρίλιο του 1954, δηλαδή 74 χρόνια πριν, ο Γουλημής συναντά για πρώτη φορά την τουλίπα μας. Το φυτό περιγράφεται επίσημα το 1955 μετά από υλικό που συλλέχθηκε από τα κύθυρα από τους δύο τότε φωτονολόγους των βασιλικών κήπων Kew του Λονδίνου, Joseph Dropper Selly και William Tyrrell. Πρόκειται για είδος ανθοφόρου φυτού της οικογένειας των ηρωιδών. Η οικογένεια αυτή εξελίχθηκε πριν από περίπου 68 εκατομμύρια χρόνια κατά τη διάρκεια της ύστερης κρητιδικής έως της πρώιμης παλαιογενούς εποχής και αποτελείται από περίπου 15 γέννη και 610 είδη ανθοφόρων φυτών της τάξης Λυριώδη. Χαρακτηριστικό της είναι τα μονοκοτυλίδωνα, πολυετή, πόδι, συχνά βολβώδη γεώφυτα που συνήθως έχουν μεγάλα άνθη με μέρη διατεταγμένα σε τριάδες, με 6 χρωματιστά ή με σχέδια πεταλοειδή, τέπαλα, αδιοφερειποίητα πέταλα και σέπαλα και διδαγμένα σε 2 σπήρες, 6 στήμονες και μία ανώτερη οθήκη. Τα φύλλα είναι γραμμικού σχήματος, με τις φλέβες του συνήθως τοποθετημένες παράλληλα στις άκρες, μεμονωμένα και διτεταγμένα εναλλάξ στο στέλεχος ή σε ροζέτα στη βάση. Η τουλίπα που ψάχνουμε είναι πολυετές, ποώδης φυτό που φυτρώνει μονάχα στην Ελλάδα. Ο βολβός της έχει μαλλιαρές δερματώδεις χιτώνες με πυκνό καφέ τρίχωμα στο εσωτερικό. Στα κύθυρα η τουλίπα ονομάζεται και καστανιόλα, διότι ο βολβός της περιβάλλεται από πυκνό χνουδωτό μανδύα που θυμίζει κάστανο. Ο βλαστός έχει ύψος 15 με 35 εκατοστά, αλλά το υπέργειο τμήμα είναι 6 με 18. Τα φύλλα είναι λεπτά και μακριά και βγαίνουν από 5 έως 6. Τα άνθη έχουν 6 ελεύθερα πέταλα, σέπαλα, με χρώμα λαμπρό, κόκκινο πορτοκαλί έως έντονο κόκκινο. Τα σέπαλα έχουν σχήμα έλλειψης και είναι χαρακτηριστικά στενά με οξέα άκρα. Το λουλούδι της ανθίζει νωρίς την άνοιξη, την περίοδο Μαρτίου-Απριλίου. Το φυτό αυτό συνήθιζε να φυτρώνει σε ασβεστολιθικά πετρώδη ή αμμώδη εδάφη, ενώ πολλές φορές φυόταν ανάμεσα σε φρίγανα και σιτηρά σε υψόμετρο από 10 ως 1000 μέτρα. Στο παρελθόν, το συναντούσες μόνο στη Νότια Λακωνία, στα Κύθυρα, στη Δυτική Κρήτη και στην Ελαφώνησο. Πλέον, η τελευταία γνωστή καταγραφή του φυτού έγινε το 2025 στο νησί, πριν τις μεγάλες πυρκαγιές του 26 και του 27. Η ιδέα είναι να ξεκινήσω από χαμηλά και σιγά σιγά να ανεβαίνω υψόμετρο. Κάπου εκεί, ανάμεσα στα φρίγανα, ίσως συναντήσω κάτι κόκκινο να ξεπροβάλλει. Ίσως είναι η τουλίπα που ψάχνω. Πριν το φως πέσει, επισκέπτομαι την πρώτη παραλία. Αντί για το λουλούδι, παρατηρώ τα χνάρια ενός μαλλούν πλάσματος. Τα ακολουθώ. Δεν περνάει πολλή ώρα και έρχομαι αντιμέτωπη με μια σημαντική ανακάλυψη. Πρόκειται για ένα μομιοποιημένο μικρό ψάρι. Το βράδυ είχα ένα περίεργο όνειρο. Περπάταγα στο νησί και το μόνο που έβλεπα ήταν εκείνη. Ήταν παντού φυτρωμένη. Ήταν πολλές. Τόσες που άλλα είδη δεν υπήρχαν. Μονάχα εγώ και αυτές. Σήμερα επισκέπτομαι τη δεύτερη παραλία. Το όνειρο δεν βγήκε αληθινό. Όσο κι αν έψαξα, το μόνο που συνάντησα ήταν μια ξαπλώστρα φάντασμα και ένα πράσο. Το πράσο ανήκει στην ίδια τάξη και οικογένεια με την τουλίπα μας. Όμως η συνάντησή μας στην παραλία αποτελεί μυστήριο. Σήμερα αποφάσισα να ανέβω υψόμετρο. Κατευθύνομαι στο νότιο μέρος του νησιού. Λένε πως από εδώ ξεκίνησε η πυρκαγιά του 27. Τότε ήταν που την είδα. Τότε ήταν που την είδα. Τα αυτιά πίσω, 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 πίσω από, πίσω από, από, πίσω, πίσω, πίσω από, πίσω από, πίσω, πίσω, πίσω από, πίσω από, πίσω από, από, πίσω, πίσω, πίσω από, πίσω από, πίσω από, πίσω, πίσω από, πίσω από, πίσω από, πίσω, πίσω από, 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 πίσω από.
Okay, it is a good final of the day. I think that it gives us some thought. I believe that our message that you could accept, you could not accept, you could like it, not like it, but at least, but again, it is some stone put on the lake, and we hope that this stone could restore the Tulipa gullimini in the future. Not only gullimini, but also saponaria, because saponaria is another plant that exists in Elafonisos. It's quite unique, and again, if you see 20 years ago, there were, 100 saponaria, and now there are just few of them. And again, one of our objectives is how you could obtain to keep this special flora and fauna. And thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Bravo, Fotini. On logistics side, now it is 10 to 8. I believe that it is ready. Not today, we have our chef Chantal and Toby. They will have a Israeli dinner, and we do at my house in order that you could be over there. Most of you live in this area, so it's more easy to stay over there. All the other are invited. I hope that not all the village will come, but we find a solution. Okay, see you there. Ciao.